Hey guys, my name is Ori Koskas. I'm a financial consultant. I'm doing this video as part of financial education and I'm trying to do to Olim Chadashim in Israel. My background, I keep talking about in the videos. Again, I'm a financial consultant, but I also come from the real estate world, so I have a lot of experience with real estate in this country. And I'm doing all these videos in a goal to, simple as it sounds, to educate people, to give them more knowledge about the most basic thing they should know about Israel. And unfortunately, in my country, you probably already know it if you're Ole Chadash. If you don't know the small details, if you don't know exactly how things work, most likely you can get hurt because of it in the end. You can pay more, and you should not take people should not take advantage of you. So the less chance for it to happen is for you to know what's going on and what the terms and what everything mean. This video is about Keren Pensia or Bituach Menahalim, basically retirement funds. Keren Pensia is a pension, obviously, and Bituach Menahalim, you can translate it to executive insurance or manager insurance. Now, before I start to explain everything about those two things, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel and even share this information, because it's really important for me to get more and more support and to grow the subscribers, the channel, so I know that there's more reason to do this information in English. You can go into my website, okifinance.com. There's a lot of information in Hebrew about everything about the stock market, about financial stuff, about real estate, and about entrepreneuring even. But it's all in Hebrew. So if I see it, I'll grow my crowd in English. I'll also do the same thing in English. Let's get back to the point, and again, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. So pension, Keren Pensia, or Bituach Menahalim again, it's a retirement fund that goes from the salary, or if you're independent, you can put it for yourself, that they both have the same exact idea, to save amount of money for the time that you get to the age of retirement. I will soon talk about what is the age of retirement, because it's changing all the time for women and for men. And the idea is to understand that, first of all, it's a law in Israel. You have to have a pension. Not everybody put it, right? If you are in a workplace, if you're an employee, your employer has to do it. It's by law, and obviously if he doesn't do it, you can sue him, and most employer will not play games about it. But it is smart to know, like I said, the small details about pension to get all your benefits that you're entitled for. But if you have your own business and if you're independent, like me, you can make a decision, even though it's the law, if to do it or not. And why am I saying to make a decision because it's the law? Because until today, there wasn't really anything happened to people that really didn't save their own pension, right? Like if I'm independent, I have my own business and I didn't put any money in my pension, theoretically, the government can come and say, hey, you need to get fined because you didn't put yourself a pension. By the way, it's new. Until a few years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, it wasn't even a law that you have to do it. It wasn't a necessary thing. But today they want you to do it. There's also a lot of different other alternatives for people that have their own businesses, like Keren Ishtalmut. That's also something there, the stuff you should know, and I will talk about it in a few minutes. But just I wanted to give the general idea that is the law to have a pension retirement. Now, how much money, let's just say you are an employee, because that's the most interesting part. From what is your pension, it doesn't matter if it's Keren Pensia or Bituach Menahalim, from what is it built? So theoretically, it works like this. You have a salary, right? It's a brutto salary. Your employer is supposed to put 6% out of the entire salary, the brutto salary, and that's a small detail to understand, because a lot of employers put the 6% out of the netto, not of the brutto. And you're entitled for the 6% out of the brutto. Okay, 6% the employer is supposed to put. Another 6%, that is, you can also change it, and we'll talk about it in a second, the employee needs to put, and the employer needs to put another 6.5%, that it's basically compensation money. Okay, in case you get fired, in case of something happened. So in total, we're talking about 18.5 or around 19% of pension. So let's just say your brutto is about 10,000 shekel. So again, 6% come for you, it's about 600 shekel, and another 12%, I'm sorry, coming from the employer. So it's another 1,200. So if you're talking about total, if you have a 10,000 shekel brutto salary, we're talking about 18,000 shekel every month that's been saved to your retirement account. Now, what it's important to understand, okay, that's the basic, and I will talk obviously about the different changes between Keren Pensya, Bituach Menahalim, and what do I think is better. So first of all, the small details, like I said, you have to check 100% that your employer puts the money out of your brutto amount of salary and not the netto. It's a common mistake. They do it a lot. Some do it because they understand that they can save money like that and the employee will never find. Some will just do it by mistake, accounting mistake, and it's still important for you to check it. You're allowed, it's not necessarily recommended, but you're allowed to increase your part of the pension to 7%. It's 6% minimum, but you're allowed to increase it. Also, and one of the most important things to understand, listen to me very carefully to this information. When you do pension, or again, Bituach Menahalim, a part of it is insurance. It's a life insurance and Ovdan Kosher Avoda. It's like if you lose your ability to work. And it's very much important because let's just say, first of all, if you're an independent person, like you have your own business, independent business, if you don't choose to do the Keren Pensya, I would recommend to at least to do the insurance privately because again, God forbid if something happened to you and you can't walk or you died, you need to still provide to your family. So you need to take it into consideration. And if you do work and you're an employee in some company, it's important to understand because you need to understand what's the percentage out of your saving that goes to insurance. For example, with Bituach Menahalim, when the factor of the insurance is more higher usually, some people that I met, that I gave consulting, they got to the age of retirement and they don't understand. They work for 40 years and then they got to the retirement age and then they see there's not so much money there. And they don't understand why. And then when we check, we understand that the majority of the money went not to the saving part, went to the insurance part. They were insured for so much money that God forbidding they die, the family will get 4 million shekel, but it wasn't really relevant for them. And that's lead to what I'm saying about everything involving financial. You always need to do the checkup financial at least once a year. You go to check your car at least once a year, check everything involving your financial situation. Your Keren Ishtalmut, your Kupot Gemel, your pension, and I'm also doing videos about those different things. Check what's your status, check what's the management fee, check what's the interest they're making, the return on your money obviously, and see if there's anything you need to change, if it's suiting to your need. So it's very important to understand the difference. Obviously also it's important to understand, even if you are an employee, that okay, there's an insurance part in my Keren pension. And what if I'm already of also a private insurance right now, like life insurance? Do I need to have both life insurance? Do I need to have both Ovdan Kosher Avoda, like losing your workability insurance? That's when you're paying for two insurances that basically give you the same thing. So that's why it's important to understand exactly what you're paying for and how much money, what will you get for your money, okay? Because to say life insurance, great, you have life insurance. For how much money, okay? What if it's 300,000 shekel, but you want to live for your family 2 million shekel? What if you have a private insurance also and you have the same amount in your pension? Is it smart? Do you want both of that? Again, check. That's the key word about everything about this thing. And again, to talk to people that are coming from this world, not necessarily myself. There's a lot of people that do this thing. If you want to talk to me, obviously it's more than welcome. But again, check those things. Okay, another thing you need to understand: management fees in pensions. And it's not like Keren Ishtalmut or Gemel Hashkah that I did other videos for those things. They take percentage out of the total amount that is in the fund, and they take per deposit, because every month you deposit something, right? I will tell you in a second what's the difference. They're taking percentage out of those things. In the end of the day, like I said, Keren pension and Bituach Menahalim, basically the idea is the same, to save money so you can get, when you're retired, monthly income that was saved in some kind of a deal, and I will talk about it in a second how it's actually happening, because you should know something very interesting. Most of the people that get to the age of the retirement, that I will again say in a second what it is, they're really getting screwed by the insurance companies, because when you get to the pension age, it's not necessarily, let's just say you save 1 million shekel, right, okay, and you get to the age of like 67. Most people, let's just say they were in Klal or in a Phoenix or in Migdal or whatever, one of those companies, and you get to the age of 67, you're saying, okay, that's what I saved. What am I getting? The company will tell you, that's what you're getting every month. Sign the document, you sign, and that's it. The moment you sign, that's it. There's no going back. That's the deal you made. Now, that's not actually supposed to happen. When you get to the age of 67, whatever age it's retirement, like I said, it can change, and I will say in a second how is it changing. You don't have to stay with the same company you pay all those money in retirement. The moment you have that million shekel been saved or 2 million shekel been saved, you can go now and start trading with a different company and say, who will give me the best deal of retirement? And obviously you go with who gives you the best deal. And that can change dramatically what you're getting. So again, let's talk, I will get more into it, but let's talk again about the difference between Keren Pension and Bituach Menahalim and what do I think is better. First of all, let's talk about return on your money, the interest you're making on your money. Well, first of all, in pension, usually it's a lot more stable. Why? Because the government really support pensions, Keren Pensia. Okay, they really encourage it. So they're creating all kind of different bonds that the Keren Pension can be invest in it. Even though you can invest your Keren Pension whatever you want, you can put your 100% your Keren Pension on the S&P 500, for example. Most people don't know it. You can put it on stock. You can do whatever you want. There's a lot of different options. But in Keren Pension, you can put it on special bonds for Keren Pensia that makes plus minus in the last few years 4%, and even a little bit more in the last few years. And they checked and they saw that in the last something like 20 years, in Bituach Menahalim, okay, because the percentage of stocks and the different kind of like exposure to stock is a little bit higher. They checked and they saw that the percentage of interest on your money in the end will be a little bit higher, even though some research showed that it's like a joke and it's not really true. And like every institute that did those research and like try to check the difference between the two different kind of funds, obviously look on their own interest. So I'm not really care about those all kind of research. They say who makes more money, but in the end of the day, you need to understand that theoretically, Bituach Menahalim is supposed to make more interest because it's more of a stock exposure for the long run. But again, even the Keren Pensia, you can put your money on stocks and it will do the same thing. Okay, management fees. Here, there's not even a competition. Okay, Keren Pensia. Okay, the average is about 0.1% out of the total amount of money. So let's just say you have 100,000 shekel right now in your pension. So if we look in 0.1 is about 100 shekel, not so much. And from every deposit you're paying 1.5. So let's just say you put 1,000 shekel, you're paying 15 shekel for every deposit, right? Yes, 1% from 1,000 is 10, so yes, 15 shekel for every deposit. In Bituach Menahalim, it usually goes around about 4% from every deposit. So again, if you put 1,000 shekel every month, it's 40 shekel, and about 1.25 from like the total amount. So you understand how much significantly higher it is. Again, one of the reason it's higher also because the insurance part of it is a little bit higher. Okay, the retirement factor. So first of all, you need to understand that the retirement, the amount of money, when you get to the retirement, the amount of money that you're going to start getting monthly, it's until the end of your life. Okay? It's also important to understand what kind of a deal you're making because it's not just your life, and I will talk about it in a second. So let's just say the retirement factor is today is plus minus 200. You saved 1 million shekel, your retirement will be 5,000 shekel until the day you will die, every month obviously. The problem is two problems. First of all, as you probably noticed by the numbers, it's not so much. Most people, the average, by the way, in Israel of people that's saving for their retirement funds is about 400,000 shekel total. So if you do the math and divide it by 200, you understand how a joke it is. But let's say you saved 1 million shekel, okay? You're Olim Chadashim, you're working in a really good place, you saved 1 million shekel, even 2 million shekel. We're talking about divided by 200, it's about 5 to 10,000 shekel, right? And that's not enough to live a normal life, especially not in Israel when the price of living here is so high. So that's why I'm always saying pension is never enough. You always need to save, and you always need to invest in other kind of funds and other investment, because unfortunately the pension in Israel is really, really bad. And the other problem is in pension, and you need to understand that, they're always changing. First of all, they're changing the retirement age, right? For women, like for example, it's also 67 now, okay? 65, but then until the time they entitled for the money, in some money it's 67. But let's just say for men it's 67, and they're always changing it. They're always changing. It's about demographic changing. Like if the life expected is going bigger, they changing the retirement, right? They say that pretty soon it will go to 70 and 73, and like we're like victims of our own success of health reason. Like if the modern medical will get better and they will think people will live longer, they can also change the retirement factor. Just for give you an example, a few years ago it was 160. Now it's already 200, and obviously it's getting a lot higher. So the more money I'm saving, it doesn't make any difference if they in the end they divide it by more money, by more time. So let's just say I saved $1 million and suddenly it become 300, the retirement factor, and I suddenly don't make 5,000, I'm making like less, I'm making like 3,000 something, and that's horrible. With Bituach Menahalim, the factor is not changing. You're signing an agreement, whatever the retirement thing, that's what you're gonna get. And again, now for my recommendation. My recommendation, I believe today that Keren pension is significantly better than Bituach Menahalim by today's terms. Bituach Menahalim doesn't really give you any benefits at all. You can also see today that most companies that I see, new employees, we will less and less see Bituach Menahalim as a product in the market, but you still understand there's two of them. Keren pension is a lot better, the management fee is lower, the percentage of interest, the money return you're making on your money is still very high. It's again, you depend what it will be in the end, because you can choose different options. Like I said, you can choose to more stocks exposed, you can choose more of like the S&P 500, for example, stuff like that. And also, you need to understand there's an insurance part in it, a life insurance and losing ability to work. You need to understand the insurance in the pension are cheaper than what you do it privately. Okay, that's something very important to understand. So let's just say I'm paying 100 shekel private insurance for getting, like, for example, 75% out of my monthly salary as a losing ability to work, and also 1 million shekel of a life insurance. If you do it with a pension, most likely it will cost less. Okay, just to make it more clarified, when I'm talking about losing ability to work, usually it's going by percentage. Okay, let's just say now I got an accident and I can't work anymore. So if it's 75%, that's usually the default of those insurances, 75%. So let's just say I made 10,000 shekel every month when I was working. Now you'll get 7,500 until the day I will be able to go back to work every month. So that's what you need to understand. And maybe the most important thing to understand, when you actually get to the age of pension, that is the most critical time to go consult with somebody experienced, somebody with this field, somebody that has license to obviously help you. Because the moment you fill up the documents of retirement, there's no going back. Whatever you close in that moment, that's it. That will be the deal until the end of the day. And it's not just the end of your days, as I said before. Now I'll be clarified about that. Let's just say I need to get in my pension 10,000 shekel every month. Okay, they can tell me another deal. How about you get 9,000 shekel every month, and if you die, your wife will continue to get it until the day she's dying. Or let's just say I get 8,000 shekel. I'm just throwing numbers, right? I just try to understand the concept. Let's just say you got 8,000 shekel every month, and if you die, your wife get it. But if your wife die, your kids will also get 25% of the amount. You can change. There's a lot of different options of what to actually do it. The important thing is just to check. To check when you retire, to check when you're young, to check in every point of the way. Every year, check your pension, check your coupon, check everything to understand exactly what is going on. By the way, to check how much money you've been depositing in your Keren pension, there's two ways. There's three ways actually. One, you can check every month through your paycheck. It says in the paycheck, and I'm gonna say check it through your brutto amount. The second chance is just to see where's the current pension is being deposited, which company. Go to the company and check it. The third option to check it is again to talk to a financial consultant, to ask him to gather all the information through the system and sit with you and explain to you. Those are the options. If you need any help, I'm available for you. And please, that's the end. Please, I will make more videos. Subscribe to this channel, to the YouTube channel, of course. And if you have any question, feel free to contact me directly. Thank you so much.